Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of my Lumber Tycoon 2 Let's Play, and we're already on 8 episodes of this series, which I just think is kind of crazy. I remember just starting this series like it was yesterday, and we've got a whole front of a vault here, including the main room and the side rooms, which we built in the last episode. Make sure to check that out if you haven't already. But anyways, in this one, I actually have plans. I've actually planned out the whole rest of the series. Anyways, in this episode, we have a lot of stuff to do. I'm going to be building this whole room here, and then also the guard entrances and the guard quarters. So there's a lot to get through in this episode, and without further ado, let's hop right into it. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to have to do in this episode is move all of this stuff out of the way, since we're going to be building right in this area in this episode. Okay, now that everything is gone from this area, I can fully start to visualize what I'm going to build here. And basically, if you don't know, this room here is going to be like the intermission sort of thing before they enter the actual vault room. So it's not too like grand of a room. I think I'm just going to go for like a small, like kind of confined, bland space. That way the actual vault will stand out even more if I have the rest of the base looking pretty bland. Which is a good thing for me, because hopefully I don't need to ask Apton for any design tips in this episode like I did in the last one. So, yeah, that's a good thing. But I think we should start off just by kind of blocking out the area here. So I'm going to get right on that. I think we're going to use the countertops again for the floor here. We might change it up for the actual vault, but for here, I think it's good to just keep it the same style. Okay, so luckily I planned this all out correctly so that the floor actually works. Thankfully, that would have been really annoying if it didn't. So basically what we're going to do here is have some walls. Where are my floors? Large floors. We're going to have the large floors like right here, I'd say, going out in this direction. And I'm doing it so that there's just enough room right here for the guards, because there's going to be a guard always at this front desk. So we need a little bit of space just for them to climb upwards into the guard quarters, which we're also going to build on top of the lobby in this episode. So I think so far this is a good little layout right here, just to have the wall protrude to around here. And then we could also copy that protrusion on the other side just for a little bit of added depth. So something like this, and then bring it over a little bit. Something like this, because then in this area right here, we're going to have a door, and I think we should have the guard door protrude outwards a little bit just to give the wall a little bit more depth, but then I think it should go right back down like this. And then that way we can just have one more large floor, kind of like this, and then wrap it up with some more large floors in this direction. And then of course in the center here, it's going to be the actual vault entrance, and we're going to build a big movable door, which that's something I'm really excited to build in either the next episode or the one after that. Anyways, before we place down some more blueprints and kind of plan out a little more, we do actually have to fill in these blueprints because we're going to hit the 50 blueprint capacity limit. So we're going to fill these in with birchwood, and I don't have any birchwood, so I'm just going to get that and cut back to when I have it. Ah, damn it ruined my time lapse. Okay guys, we have just finished the floor and the rough layout over here. Obviously, we still have to do the pine wood, and I think we have enough pine left here to do that a bit later. But for now, I just want to quickly go over again what I'm actually doing with this area. Basically, what these doors here are going to do, they're going to take guards up to the second level of the vault. And how it works is basically guards can just step up right here. There will be like an automatic door opening system, so another guard already in the building, because there has to be a guard in the building at all times. They will let you up into here if you are of access. And then up here, we can put like a little keycard scanner system on each side, so here and here. And then the guards will go into the main lounge area right here, where there'll be some chairs, some snacks, and like the shutdown button for the vault every night, and then all of the individual levers and stuff that will control these doors, the doors in here, secure doors outside, you know, it will control everything. And then from up here, the guards can go into this area right here simply by dropping down and coming back up. And the reason why I bumped the wall out a little bit right here is because I also want there to be a little keycard system where whoever's doing this job can put their keycard, make sure they're green to go, and then get let in up top here. And what this does is it makes it so that guards entering the vault have to go through a lot of security in order to actually get to the parts of the vault that control the security, if that makes sense. Because in order for a guard to get in this area right here, they're going to have to go into a security chamber, pass the security check, be let in by another guard, then be let in up here, do a keycard system, and then be allowed to come into this main area. From there, they can go down here, obviously, and let other guards in. So I hope some of that made sense. Sorry if I didn't explain it too great, but I'm sure it will come together a lot better once I actually build all of the systems. Anyways, that's enough explaining. Let's get to actually building, and I think what I'm going to do is just add the pine trim in real quick, and then add the stairs that are going to go up to the second level of the base. Sadly, this is the last piece of pine wood, which means I gotta get more eventually. Yay! Another thing that I am definitely going to need more of is money, since right now I'm hella broke. I have $3,000. That's not good. Okay, so for this pine trim, it's actually going to be a little bit more complicated than you might think, because I don't know if I've mentioned it yet officially, but I'm going to have a grid of lasers appear in this room whenever the vault is closed. And in order for that to happen, I need 1x1 holes for both the lasers and the laser receivers. And somehow I have to put that all around the room. So the first thing I'm going to do is mark out where I want these lasers to go. And I think this is a pretty good layout, so there's going to be 2 lasers going in this direction, and then 4 going in this direction. Okay guys, I've been building for a little bit. This is the general design of what I want to do. So basically you come down here, there will be a gated door here, you go through the door, up the ladder here, into this corridor. This is where you insert your key card in the wall somewhere, walk over here, enter here into the main actual room, and the same exact thing will be on the other side too. Now one issue, I kind of messed this up here because if you look at it from above, do you notice how this side has 2 things and this side has... I'm gonna need to redo this whole wall. Guys, I've used so much brain power over the last 30 minutes. I've just been trying to get this thing to work and look okay, and I think I have actually done it, hopefully. But oh my, this has been such a challenge getting this build right because I did not plan correctly for this hallway to exist. And I kind of messed it up the first time, but I think it works now. Anyways, I'm just gonna take a little break from this as I'm almost done actually with the with this chamber here, which means all I have left is this main area, which is hopefully going to be really easy to do. And then it's just a matter of installing the lasers, which shouldn't take too long. But anyways, I'm gonna take a break now, and I'll see you guys when I'm ready to continue. Okay guys, it is a new day. I am back. I've actually done a bit of off-camera work. As you see, I've gotten a lot of pine wood and a bit of birch wood just because I'm sick of having to get it, and I thought might as well just do that while I was kind of out of it, so that's what I did. Anyways, it's time to finish up this part of the base here, and what I'm gonna do is actually start by designing this room up here. If I can, there we go. So this room is going to be the little security room, and I'm not exactly too sure what I want to do, but I'm just gonna keep it relatively simple. I think I will use countertops though as the floor because it's such a small floor. But first I think we should place down where I want the walls to be, that way I just don't confuse myself later, and looks like I'm already confusing myself here. Okay guys, so I've done a little bit of rearranging and just some blueprint filling, but basically what I have here is, so you come up here, you know, as per usual, go around here, but rather than having the keycard system right here in this corner, I think I'm going to have it on this wall right here. That way when the guard comes up, they have this little area right here, put the keycard in, have the keycard go on a conveyor to the center right here, where then it is checked. If it does work, then the keycard, then the door here opens and the card just gets dumped out right here for the guard. If it does not work, it just goes right back to them. And what this allows us to do is make this upper space here a little bit smaller and more confined, which I think is good, because if you're going to have one guard up here, let's say that they need to let someone in over here and then do something over here, they have to go back and forth, and it would just take too long. I think it's better just to have it more close together like this. And then rather than having individual windows on either side, I'll just have one big window in the center right here. So now my biggest issue is just connecting this upper level to both down here, this level, and also to this level right here. There's a lot of logistics here, and I'm trying to do as much of it as I can. It's just really hard to do it and commentate at the same time. So I think what I'm going to do is just come back to you guys once I have everything here pretty much figured out. Okay guys, I've been cooking a little bit, and basically I've done a lot of work so far if you can't tell, but I think I've connected everything up pretty well. So for starts, we have the stairway here, and I added these little trim sections, and this roof is going to be cut off at this level on both the sides. I think this just looks pretty nice and nifty. Anyways, coming up in here, you'll see I added a roof to this area, and it's literally just a corridor. I don't plan to add any detail to this. And over here, this is where you will put your key card in if you're a guard. And then anyways, we have this main area here, which is where all the guard stuff is going to be. I'll add some tables right here where there will be important buttons. And here is where you can watch down below. I'm going to add something that closes a blind here so that if you don't want people looking up, you can close that off. But yeah, I say I'm happy enough with this design to go ahead and mirror it onto this side, which it's going to take a while, and I don't really feel like recording that process and talking about it, so I'm just going to do it. You've seen me build it once, now you will see me build it again on this side. Okay everybody, I have just finished copying the design of this all the way over on this side. Both sides are now totally symmetrical to each other, and it all worked out pretty well. So now in this episode, I only have two things left to do. The first of which is building up the roof of this little area here, because currently there is no roof. So let's get right into building some sort of a roof design. And now I don't know how big the actual front door here, the vault door, I don't know how big I want it to be yet. So what we're going to do for now is leave the width variable, but constrain the height, I think, to here, since we're not going to have a door that's going to be bigger than this dimension, I think. Okay guys, I've made a lot of progress, and I just ran out of birchwood again, so that's kind of annoying. I only had like 6 blueprints left, but that's fine. Anyways, I'm really happy with how this is all turning out. I wasn't too sure originally about how these things would look, but after a while, I think they look pretty good. The one thing that I did not like was the window here, which is why I expanded it a little bit, and I still think it's kind of weird, but then I reminded myself that it will be covered up most of the time, so you're not actually going to be able to see it. So yeah, let's just go and get a little bit more birchwood just to finish up this build, and from there, it's time to work on the first bit of logic, I guess. I mean, I'm not really doing any logic in this episode, I'm just kind of laying it down, but we'll get to that in a second. Okay guys, now the room is actually done for real, and once again, I think it looks awesome. I added this door here. I'm not going to put it in yet, but I added it for the future. But yeah, now there's only one thing that I have left to do in this episode, and I'm not looking forward to it. See, I have all these holes here, and these holes are for lasers, and for it to work, I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 lasers and 4 laser receivers, and that's a lot of money, and I'm broke, so there's an issue there. I'm going to go ahead and get some frostwood. However, I'm not going to make it boring. I'll go and get some of the frostwood, and I'll just record some cool parts. And yeah, so I'll see you when I have enough money to buy all of the logic. Yep, that's right. There was nothing interesting about getting frostwood. What a shocker. In all seriousness, I hope you didn't mind the cut. I have earned around $80,000 since then, and it only took me like a few hours. The auto seller actually really helped, especially with the changes I made in episode 5 or 6. I don't know. Whatever it was, I think it helped a lot. It definitely made the process a lot easier. And now we're at Link's Logic, and we need to buy 4 lasers and 4 receivers. Okay, this is going to be the most expensive purchase so far of the series. Let's see. 43, that's a lot of money. That feels so bad doing that. Okay, and now we are back at the base, and it's time to actually place some of these in. So let's just grab the lasers, put them in the holes. Well, anyways, aside from that slight issue, everything is set up, and it all looks pretty good. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I had planned for this episode. So I'm glad we got it all completed. So yeah, after this episode, there's only 4 left, and we still have a lot of progress to make, so make sure you stay tuned to the next 4 episodes, as each one is going to be even better than the last. But for now, I think it's time for me to say goodbye, so thank you all for watching to the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye!